Welcome back to Homesteading with the Zimmermans, where we work hard and play hard on our little corner of land in Iowa. My husband and I were born and raised Old Order Mennonite, or horse and buggy Mennonite, as some refer to them as. And although we are no longer part of that culture or community, we are intentional about passing on the old-fashioned skills of our childhood to the next generation. Hello everybody, welcome back to Homesteading with the Zimmermans. My name is Ruth Ann Zimmerman, and we are full swing in summer around here. And I know I'm in the garden, but I promise you, this video is not going to be about the garden, although the garden takes up a lot of our time right now. So the last 2 full weeks, we have had guests on the homestead, and these guests are what have inspired this week's video. So some of our guests stayed for a couple of days, some stayed for a week, and so throughout the time visiting with them, I got the idea to give all of the rest of you an idea of what it would be like to spend a week on the homestead. So what you'll see is bits and snatches of an entire week on the homestead, and I really just filmed our bigger projects. I did not film our meals and our routine morning and evening chores. So there's large chunks of the work that you won't see, but just know that our morning chores take us about 45 minutes to an hour when we all work together, and we eat 3 meals a day. So the other theme in this week's video is we focused on a lot of kitchen work and food prep because for the last month, the garden has taken all of our attention because here in the Midwest, when we garden, in the northern part of the Midwest, it's like a one-shot gardening. We have to get everything in, especially our longer season crops. So it's not a relaxed pace most of the time when we garden. Like, it's like intense. Like, we gotta get this in, we gotta, protect it from the weeds, and we wanna cover the soil. So from about late May to late June, the garden is the primary focus of every day. And then what starts to happen is, if I'm not intentional about spending time in the kitchen, we start eating out of the grocery store way more than I would like to. So the theme of this video, you'll see that we've done a lot of kitchen prep. So, we're gonna be canning some things that make easy summer meals, and the rest of it is just what it would be like to spend a week here with us on the homestead. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to show off by how much we get accomplished. In the culture, in the Old Order Mennonite culture where I was raised, your identity and your worth is closely tied to your accomplishments. So I try to find a good balance, and because that's my default, the feeling of worthlessness when I don't get something accomplished is my default. I try to be intentional every day about making sure that we are focusing on building relationship through positive shared experiences here on the homestead. So more than getting things done and accomplishing things and checking things off the list, my goal is to make each thing that we do a positive shared experiences that builds relationship between the members of the family and between myself and the children. So thank you everybody for being here. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. So I'm going to start and end this video on a Saturday, since it seems like our week goes from Saturday to Saturday. So our heavy focus this week is going to be catching up on some kitchen work because we have spent so much time in the garden the last couple weeks that kitchen work has piled up. So we started with dehydrating some cilantro on this Saturday. I also made a large batch of mozzarella from this morning's milk and a little bit of yesterday's milk. And this mozzarella, I'm going to shred it and put it in the freezer because this will help me make some quick and easy pizzas as we go through the next couple weeks. And then the next thing I decided to work on was making some pie crusts for the freezer because fresh fruit is in season and I like to pre-bake my pie crusts and make fresh fruit pies that way. And I'll be linking all the recipes and tutorials on all the food stuff that I mentioned. I have a mozzarella tutorial, I have a fresh fruit pie tutorial, so check the description because that's where I'll put all the links to these recipes. So I think total I made 6 pie crusts today, and we will be so happy to just pull 1 or 2 of those frozen crusts out and add some fresh fruit filling to them. So in the afternoon, Hadassah and I give the house a quick cleaning. We do dusting, wash some windows, mop the floors, and wipe up the kitchen. And this is the way my mom and grandma taught me to clean the house and prepare food so that you can have a nice and restful Sunday. So since Sunday is a rest day, and we don't do more than the absolute necessary as far as chores, that often means that Monday is busier than usual. So on this Monday, I had to take a trip to the feed store so that the chickens and mostly the chickens needed feed, and then we also needed minerals to refill the cows' mineral feeders. So we use the Redmond agriculture products for our cows, and in the summertime we especially like to feed them the mineral salt that has added garlic because it helps deter flies. And my affiliate link for Redmond will be in the description.
Oh, you want to get through that stuff. Sorry, not right now. Sorry. Sorry. I know you missed out. Ow. Oh my goodness. Happy cows. Happy cows.
See if she'll eat it. She looks suspicious.
That stuff doesn't
Don't chase her away, Maxwell.
That can't be healthy, Mom.
It is. It helps their belly.
It helps keep away.
So it's also time to move the cows to a new section of their pasture. We practice rotational grazing, so instead of letting the cows have the entire pasture at a time, we give them little sections, and this helps them to not only go after the tastiest bits of grass, but to eat everything that's there. And in this way, our pastures are healthier and they don't get overrun by weeds, because the cows will also eat the weeds if they don't have too many tasty bits of grass to go after. So the boys are perfectly capable of doing this all on their own, but I like to come with them because it's a good time to build relationship by positive shared experiences. So while the boys and I were unloading the animal feed and moving the cow pastures, Hadassah mixed together a double or possibly even a triple batch of hamburger bun dough. And by the time I came in, it was ready to cut and put into the pans. And after they're baked, I also am going to put these in the freezer. We like to have a nice stash of these because then anytime we decide to have burgers, we will just get a bag of hamburger buns out of the freezer. And this recipe is also in the description. And of course, Mondays is our laundry day. So in the afternoon, we are going to fold all the laundry. And then friends stop by to give our donkey a hoof trim. And then in the evening after supper, I decided to mix together a quick batch of sourdough chocolate chip cookies, and these I will put in the refrigerator and they will ferment and we will bake them tomorrow.
Chocolate chip cookies. They'll go in the fridge and I'll make them tomorrow.
So every morning I try to spend some time in the garden, either weeding or harvesting something. And this morning I did a bit of cultivating, and then Harrison joined me and he picked himself a whole pile of not sugar peas, whole peas, and he had a little pre-chore snack of garden peas. And then of course it is time for chores. So today, after chores and after breakfast, we are going to work on getting Sunny accustomed to going out with the rest of the young stock onto pasture. So the first thing we have to do is show her all around the outside perimeter of the pasture so that she learns where the fences are. And then, of course, we need to bake the sourdough chocolate chip cookies that we had fermenting in the refrigerator overnight. And I do not have a YouTube video for this recipe yet.
Are they good?
Mm-hmm. They're nice and soft.
So like I said, the kitchen and kitchen work is going to be our primary focus this week. So we are going to fill a canner full of a recipe of homemade baked beans. We like to have those on the shelf for easy summer meals. They are a perfect side dish to hamburgers or any kind of barbecue. And I will make sure that this recipe is also linked in the description of my video. And Sunny is definitely pushing the boundaries, and the boys have had to put her back in a couple times, but that's to be expected as she's not used to the pasture and not bonded with the rest of the young stock yet. So Wednesday was a bit of a special day this week because one of our daughters had the day off of work. So we decided to make it a family day and stock the freezer with cinnamon rolls. And not only did we stock our personal freezer with cinnamon rolls, but both of our married daughters brought some of their dishes, and we filled their dishes with cinnamon rolls as well.
You're not gonna smile. You wanna stand up? Okay, let's make cinnamon rolls. Let's make... Yeah. Mangrilla. Oh, does that look good? Yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Good thing you're not a little older. You'd try to grab all the cinnamon rolls out. What are you doing? Those look good. Those look good.
You little flirt.
You're such a little flirt. What? Are you still hungry? Does that hand remind you of eating?
Who knows? My hair.
You
No,
asked
but
that
he
just
was here.
like
Where's the fork?
4 months, 2 days ago.
That's my fork.
what's here?
No, the fork is to get them out.
Yeah.
Can I have that?
Have you been drinking water? You got
Wait,
chiropractically adjusted. You should be drinking.
Yeah,
water.
you should be drinking water. because it helps
Can I
flush
hold
out toxins. Go outside.
Oh man, I did not see that coming.
And yet you've been my boy through 8 summers.
Where's Kendrick?
Makes it even funnier because it could have been sarcasm.
Kendrick! Come get a cinnamon roll! Where is he? Outside?
He's up there. Here, John. Here's a man-sized one.
Let's go. Thank you.
That's fine. Go outside. No. Go. You had enough. Do you want it, Tina?
Can I have one?
Do you want this big one?
Yes.
No, Tina can eat such a big one.
This is cinnamon roll.
I'll give you 2 smaller ones. It's about the same.
So another day means another moving of the cow pasture. We try to move them about every 2 days, but it all depends on how much grass the boys give them. Sometimes they just set up a real narrow section. That means we have to move them about every day. But I'm always happy when I have chores for the boys to do because they do so much better with structured chores here and there throughout their day. So since our new potatoes in the garden are all but ready, we decided to use up the last bit of our store-bought potatoes that we bought to get us through the rest of the season. And we're going to can all of these, and the canned potatoes will replace store-bought hash browns. So we dry can them, and this replaces hash browns on our grocery list. So the boys peeled all of the potatoes, and now Hadassah is dicing the potatoes, and we'll soak them in cold water. And the rest of the recipe and tutorial will be linked in the description of this video. So on Thursday afternoon, the boys and I built a new fence around a waterway on our property. And this waterway usually gets mowed when we make hay in the alfalfa field, but for some reason the farmer that cuts our alfalfa did not mow through the hay through the waterway, very likely because it was too wet. So we are going to string up some temporary fence and let the young stock graze this waterway.
Mom might not be able to see me. Yeah, you ain't gonna see me. Grass. Whoa! Hey, wait, you sounded like you?
Yep.
What? You decided to do that instead of that?
No, it's coming here. Okay.
Oh. put the first post right there.
Yep. Okay, hook it on that first post.
Keep on going.
So we use Premier One Fencing. They do not have an affiliate program, but they're a wonderful Iowa-based company, and we are very pleased with all of their product, and they have been wonderful to work with. So I'm going to put a link to their website in my description for you. So we need to check and make sure that we've got electricity running through the hot wire before we let the calves over.
Try and get them to come through here because they were used to. That's good. That's good. They were used to a fence being here. There you go. Look at all that grass you've got.
Mom, Sunny goes in there, right?
No, we're going to put Sunny in the barn because it's time for her bottle. Kendrick, you got to take the skid loader back.
Oh, man, it's like easy,
So this brings us back to Friday, and the boys have a friend over to play today. So this, of course, makes chores a little more fun, but also a little bit more complicated because they're busy chatting and visiting and playing. And Dave, our donkey, takes every opportunity he can to sneak inside of our chicken tractors to get a couple bites of chicken food. So Fridays we also catch up on laundry again, and today we're also finishing up the potatoes that we started yesterday. So we had them soaking for a good 24 hours in cold water. This removes all the starch. Normally I would have tried to just soak them for anywhere from 4 to 12 hours, but yesterday we got busy. So we'll just finish them up today, and soon we will have a nice amount of potatoes on our cold room shelves again. So although Alvin did not have to go to work today, he worked around the farm catching up on little odd jobs and other things that were on his list. And Hadassah and I made it our focus to work on our traditional Friday night family dinner. Peach pies, fresh peach pies, were on the menu for dessert. And for main course, Alvin smoked or grilled some steaks. And we made some coleslaw, had some fresh garden potatoes, and some fresh green beans. And the day ended with lots of beautiful family time, a nice little rain shower, and just like that, we're back to getting ready for another weekend.